Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Adaoma Onwukaeme and so good to have you here once again. And so today, still on my Korean team videos, I'm going to be talking about things that you should never do in Korea. Like you move to a new country and you're wondering, maybe you're moving to Korea, or you've moved to Korea, or you're planning to move to Korea in the nearest future. Here are some things that you must never do in Korea. And top of the list, number one is never wear shoes inside a building or apartment in Korea. In Korea, it's customary to leave your shoes at the door when you enter into a house. Well, for me, it wasn't strange because back home, I don't know for some people who wear their shoes in, but I don't wear my shoe in my house. I drop it by the door. And so it was like, okay, something I'm already used to. So in Korea, it's customary. Sometimes in some restaurants too, you don't wear your shoe. In some places, like you don't wear your shoe, you drop it at the door. It's just customary. Koreans like to leave their floor clean, sparkling clean. The next thing you don't do in Korea is tipping. I mean, for tourists who are coming to Korea, yes, I know this is a good news for you. You don't need to tip. Like in some countries where tipping is part of the service, here in Korea, you do not tip. In short, the service people take it as a form of disrespect. If you tip them, they'll be like, "I'm doing my job, guy. You don't need to tip me." So tipping is one thing you should not do in Korea. Talking loudly in the public, back home, people will be on the phone like, "Hey, hello, how far? Are you there?" Like they're shouting. In Korea, it's you don't talk loudly in the public. In short, I just realized that I've never heard people's phone ring. I only hear like the older people, their phone, but I hardly hear people's phone ring. And when my phone ring, people like they turn to look like who is breaking the silence. Yeah, you don't talk loudly in public in Korea. It's a no-no. The first thing you don't do in Korea is wear revealing clothes, and for me this is subjective. Like back home, you don't see girls wear, like, it's for us it's immodest dressing for a girl to wear like short skirt and all her ties are all out for the public. In Korea, it's normal for girls to wear skimpy, like very whatever, like short clothes, but then they do not wear anything that reveals the arm or the top of their bust. For me, it's like, what? I mean, all of them, they join together. You show your booby, you show your thigh, everything is. So people, when it's summer, people, foreigners will wear like sleeveless or they're like staring at them like, why you dressed that way? Me, I'm like, why you people dressed that way, showing us your tie? Yeah, so that's one thing you don't do in Korea. Man, this one, honking your horn, like beep, beep, beep. It's in short, it's a sign of disrespect if you honk your horn. If you honk your horn at the driver, man, like both of you are going to fight that day. They don't like it. It's You don't honk your horn in Korea except in that situation. Maybe you're driving at night and the traffic light says stop, you stop, and then it says go, and the guy in front of you is not going. Maybe he's sleeping or something happens, so you're like go go go, papa. But other than that, except it's a dire situation, you don't honk your horn at your fellow driver when you're driving. Another thing you don't do in Korea is being late. Koreans hate it when you're late. Being late is very disrespectful. It's disrespectful. So like 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. If you make an appointment for 8, be there by 8. If you're 1 minute late, 1 minute past, late, you're late. For me, if I have an appointment with someone and maybe I'm far away and I'm calculating because the subway and everything you're calculating, 45 minutes before time or 30 minutes before time, I'm already sending a message to the person like, guy, this is where I am, and I'm calculating that the subway is going to be delayed, that, and I'll be here like 5 minutes later. They even want to know that how many minutes, like exact minutes late you're going to be. So like you cannot be late. It's disrespectful to be late in Korea. Another thing you should not do in Korea is sitting on the wrong side of the bus or train, sitting on the wrong side, on the wrong seat in your transportation. So in buses and trains, they have designated seats for pregnant women, for the elderly, for the disabled, for those who are sickly. You see them, there's signs to show that this is, so the pregnant women sit are mostly in pink. So it's, you do not sit down there if you're not pregnant, or if you're not showing signs of pregnancy, you do not sit down there. And if for some reasons, like the train or the bus is filled up, and there are no pregnant persons there, you sit there. But as soon as you see a pregnant person, because they have this what's this called now, the tag they have on their bag, once you see that thing, you know that it's a pregnant person. You have to stand up. But some people don't follow. Many Koreans don't do. I see them sitting, even young people, and this pregnant woman is in front of them standing, and they don't budge. But anyway, it's disrespectful. It's not something you should do when you live, when you visit, or if you're living in Korea. Another thing you don't do in Korea is not recycling properly. You are fined. I remember one episode, before I came, I don't know, for some reason my husband wasn't recycling properly. He was still using like a black nylon. We have designated plastics, where you, and days you trash. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, you trash your regular waste, and there are things that go in your regular waste. You have your food trash, you have your recycle, like plastic, paper that goes every Tuesday and Thursdays. And their time. If you don't follow, you are going to be fined. And there's CCTV everywhere, so they know that. And so sometimes they open it up. I'm like, you did not recycle well. You have to recycle well. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. So you don't pay fine. Oh, I don't know, but I've recently learned that it's something, refusing like gifts or something from an elder is a sign of disrespect. For me, I used to feel like I don't want it, but now I've learned that if an Adaoma just gives you something, even though you don't want it, you graciously, so happily, gratefully receive it with your 2 hands. With your 2 hands, bowing like, oh, kamsahamnida, so you graciously receive with your 2 hands. Another thing for students, or those who are going to work, who are going to come here working. Now, if you're going to go out to your supervisor or your lecturer or something, when you are drinking water or something, you don't drink. Back home, you don't take your water. No, you hide your face and you drink. It's a sign of respect. So you don't just drink in front of. Even sometimes I see when I go, with some of my Korean people, and I see eating, like the turn they eat. I'm like, okay, I try to learn so that they know that, okay, I'm trying to learn their culture, Yeah, so that's one thing you should also learn to do when you come to Korea. One last thing you should never do when you come to Korea is not talking respectfully to your elders, your senior. So for context, let me use the Yoruba culture. So if you're Nigerian watching me on Yoruba, you understand this properly. So you have this or the way you address your elders, So that's how like the Koreans do. They have a way they address, and just say that. No, I'm looking for, my brain is not. I'm not for. I can't figure out an example to give, but there's a way you address. Or let me just use this example. Annyeonghaseyo and annyeong. So if I'm talking to my friend, I either say annyeong, or a younger person, I say annyeong. But an older person, I have to say annyeonghaseyo, annyeonghaseyo. So you have to be formal and polite. No pie. What's that? My God, I'm forgetting my Korean. The way you address your elders. So you have to, and sometimes they forgive you, They forgive you because they know that you're a Wigugin, and Wigugin, they don't really know the culture and everything. But it's expected that you should, just, flow with the culture and everything. So there's a way you address your elders and the way you address your younger people and the younger people. So using informal language to an elderly person is a sign of disrespect. It's seen to be rude. Even if let's say you're a student and maybe your lecturer had traveled abroad and is now like, oh guys, don't call me this, call me this. There's a way you also address him. There's a way in your mode of talking, your tone and everything, that you try to show that you are a bit respectful. Yeah. Okay, here are all of the things that you should never do in Korea. I hope you love this video. I hope you love it. Okay, are there other videos you want me to make? Please leave them in the comment section. Share this video with your friend, your Korean lovers. Thank you for watching this video. Like, come your way next time. Keep living intentional. Bye for now.